With the goal in mind of having the children be lifelong learners, math and science are part of the Montessori curriculum. There are structured ways that we approach it, and there are also these beautiful spontaneous ways that the children themselves come up with how they relate to math and science, and what they want to explore, what they want to sharpen, what they want to avoid, which we guide back at some point.
Yeah. One of the beautiful things about the way we give lessons is that once a lesson is given in math, they immediately go into practicing that work in that moment. And then so as a group, they learn how to help each other to practice the concepts that have been given to them or gifted to them in that moment, right? We've also seen that there are challenges to practicing math. And so one of the things we're planning to do this year is to create space in the morning where in groups they work with us to practice the lessons that they are finding challenging. And this helps us to also observe as they're practicing, help them through that practice, and then leave them independently to explore it further.
One of the beautiful things about working in a Montessori classroom is the wonderful materials that we have. Children are able to engage with math in a much different way than just pencil on paper. They're able to make math a game. They're able to play with peers. They're able to problem solve with their friends in engaging ways and put pieces back together. At the beginning, our fourth years are going to be much more focused on the hands-on materials. And through this sensorial play, they're grasping these mathematical concepts in very deep ways. By the time they're a sixth year, a lot of those math processes are integrated into them, and they're learning how to put it on paper so that they're preparing for moving up to intermediates and higher level math.
Yeah, like fractions is an example, right? Where understanding equivalence, understanding what's a higher value versus a lower value, it becomes so clear when you have the fraction insets in front of you. And they spend a lot of time figuring out equivalence in the beginning just using the fraction insets. I remember in my Montessori training, for me, it was such an aha moment to kind of look at the insets and go, oh, that's why this is like this. And I was just told about it at school, right, on paper. But when I concretely saw the shape, how big it was, how small it was, what it fit into, it just became very clear to me why. The why became clear.
One material in particular that I notice a place where math and science meet is in the wooden hierarchical materials, where we have this one unit perfectly proportioned to the million cube. So when we tell the first great story about the universe, we talk about how our Earth is that unit, whereas our sun is that million cube. So making that connection is so beautiful and also so in front of them, and they get to carry that unit cube and then struggle to carry that million cube and hold the universe in their hands in a way. I'm very excited about weaving in service learning, community service this year along with math. And when we were brainstorming, we were so excited to incorporate this idea of paper chains. So when a child or an adult notices a spontaneous act of service for our community, we would write that act down, add it to a paper chain, and for every 20 pieces, we will have a rock. And we will see what it will look like from the beginning of the year and how long that chain will be. Maybe let's check in December and then again at the end of the year so that we can physically see all the actions that are happening. And so we can see how art and geography and service and math can all meet in this act. And by the time they're 6 years, hopefully they will be able to see something like this and look at all the different layers of cosmic education in our subject areas and notice, oh, this is how this connects to that, and this is how this relates to that. And hopefully they can be energized and bring that forward onto intermediates and beyond.